Welcome to the 40th episode of Lalitha Divya Rahasya Sahasranam Stotra. Karmacharana is the only way we can. Karmacharana is the means through which we can. That is the only way we can realize the universal harmony within the body. And there are 1,000 different ways of karmacharana or action through which the balance of forces within the body can be realized, and Lalitha Divya Rahasyanama Stotra provides training to these 1,000 different forms of karmacharana or actions to tap the unconditional cosmic energy in the universe. So let us move on. The next nama is mahapathupa nirdagdasura sainika. Mahapathupa nirdagdasura sainika. Through the effects of mahapathupa, astra, the army of Bhandasura burned to ashes. So there's nothing left in the Bhandasura's army. All are burned to ashes through the effects of mahapathupa astra. Astra we have already discussed. Astra is the effect of it's an effect that is internal. It affects on the internal dynamics. So here Pasupata astra. What is Pasupata astra? What is mahapathupa astra? We have to understand these, and then here there is a hidden meaning in this nama, in this sloka. Nirdagdasura. Dagda means to burn to ashes. Nirdagda means so internally it is usually when the body is burned, the dead body is burned, we immerse the ashes in the water, because water is the heaviest of the 5 elements, and so the cycle starts the cycle again starts from the water, the heaviest element. That's how the universe is also formed, through the water medium. So water has the capability to absorb any amount of heaviness and then redistribute in the right proportion to the remaining elements of the 5 elements, remaining for 4 elements. Therefore, nirdagda, here dagda means to burn into ashes. Ni means the water element of pancha brahmas within the body that is residing, that is present in Anahat Chakra. So nirdagda refers to the burnt ashes are being immersed in the water element of the Pancha Brahmas. So the loop is complete. Now Pasupata, Pasu means the animalistic behavior, the exhibition of indiscretion, the faculty of discretion not operating, or it is operating with very low frequency, few and far between operations of discretion. So Mahapasu means refers to the beastilic, that means completely indiscriminate way of operating. Absolutely, the faculty of discretion not operating at all. So while Pasupata is astra is owned by Ishvara. Ishvara is the guru form beyond the five elements. Mahapasupata is owned by Maheshwara, who is guru of all gurus. So Maheshwara is the owner of Mahapasupata. Maheshwara is a form of energy form of Jupiter that exists when there is a serious imbalance, that manifests when there is a serious imbalance. So Maheshwara is not always the stable form of Jupiter. Jupiter, it is a kind of unstable form of Jupiter with its magnetic force, with a goal to restore the balance. That is Maheshwara. He appears when there is a serious need. That is Maheshwara. So Maheshwara is the owner of Mahapasupatastra, whereas Ishvara is the owner of Pasupatastra. Now, through the Nicha Parakrama Topa Nirikshana Samutsaka, the Pasupatastra was exhibited there. That is through the various acts of drunken acts that we have discussed, to venting out this the residual effects. That is the Pasupatastra effect. Those who are not able to fit into Pasupatastra, Nitya Parakrama Topa Nirikshana Samutsuka effects, and if they are still there and they are those who are absolutely indiscriminate, beastilic in their approach, so those elements, that means the closest bodyguards, etc., of Bhandasura, the inertial form, the inertial demonic form. So these indiscriminate elements, along with already those army who have surrendered, who have died. So all these entities have been controlled through Mahapasupata's astra, and they have been burned to ashes, and then those ashes are immersed in the water element of the pancha Brahma. That is Mahapasupatastra Agni Nirdhagdasra Sainika. So there are still some more hidden things here. While Nicha Parakrama Topa Nirikshana Samatsuka exhibits Pasupatastra through these acts of drunken acts, the duality effects have been displayed. That is called Dvaita. So those who are succumbed to Dvaita, so who are partially express the discretion to a limited extent, they are still in the duality, the army of Bhandasura. So they have been taken care through Pasupatastra. Now those who are beyond this, they are unidirectional, they are in Advaita, but Advaita in the wrong direction. Nevertheless, it is Advaita. They cannot be captured through Pasupatastra. They're absolutely indiscriminate, and they are in Advaita. So these Advaita unidirectional battalion of army were being taken care through Mahapaspatasra. While Paspatasra can control the individuals in duality, Paspatasra cannot fail to control the Advaita effect. So for Advaita, we need Mahapaspatasra. So through Mahapaspatasra, those who are in Advaita, they have been Advaita, everything can be captured through Mahapaspatasra, because Paspatasra is a subset of Mahapaspatasra, so it is within Mahapaspatasra. The effects of Paspatasra are within the Mahapaspatasra. So through Mahapaspatasra, Dvaita, Advaita, all the army of battalion of Bhandasura have been captured, they have been burned to ashes, and then they are immersed in the water element of Pancha Brahma. So the Dvaita, Advaita, and the multiples of Dvaita, all those effects have been reduced, have been condensed to Advaita through Mahapaspatasra, and that Advaita is burned to ashes, and those ashes are being immersed in the water element of the Pancha Brahma. So the harmonics of Dvaita and Dvaita have been downsized to Advaita, and Advaita downsized to zero, that is Sunya. That's why Nirdagda. So it has been burned to ashes. There is nothing left. So it is also been united with the five elements. So it has become Sunya, zero. So through this Nama, Mahapaspatasragni Nirdagdasra Sainika, the army of Bhandasura, the inertial form of demonic form of inertial force, is been reduced to zero. So there is nothing left as far as the army of Bhandasura is concerned through this Nama. That is the essence of Mahapaspatasragni Nirdagda Asura Sainika. So through this Nama, the Dvaita, multiples of Dvaita, the harmonics of Dvaita can be downsized to Advaita. So it will give this Nama provides training to reach Advaita state of faculty of personality. So hence faculty of personality receives training through this Nama. The next Nama is kameshwara nirdagda Bhandasura Sunyaka. Kameshwara nirdagda Bhandasura Sunyaka. So through the astra of Kameshwara, that is called Kameshwara astra, the Bhandasura, the initial demonic form of the inertial force, and his entire fortress, the castle of Bhandasura. So everything is burned to ashes. There is nothing left. It has become zero. So that is the meaning of Kameshwarastra Nirdagda Bhandasura Sunyaka. While in the previous Nama, the support of Bhandasura is being burnt to ashes and is made to zero. There is absolutely nothing left, no residue effects left about the army of Bhandasura. So he's been singled out after Mahapaspatasragni Nirdagdasara Sainika. Now he's all alone in his fortress, in his castle, which in the past was accommodating 30 children, so many army, 2 brothers, and the families of the brothers, so on and so forth, and all the divine forces, the witness mode operating sages, all are being forced to convert into demonic form, etc. So he had a big family in the past in this castle. Now that entire family is being reduced to ashes and unified with the 5 elements. So there's nothing left. So he's been absolutely singled out. And so now through this nama, kameshwara astra nidhagda sabandasara sunyaka. So he and his fortress, the castle, has been downsized to 0. So he's been burned to ashes. So for everything, the root cause is the desire, that is kama, and kameshwara is the universal father. So kameshwara astra is the astra of the universal father. So therefore kameshwara astra of kameshwara, or kameshwara astra, means it is powerful, it is much more powerful than the mahapathupa. Mahapathupa is powerful than the Pasupata, and kameshwara astra is more powerful than mahapathupa. So that means Bhandasura, the initial form of the demonic force, cannot be captured through mahapathupa. He is beyond the indiscriminate stage. So he's frozen in the indiscriminate stage with the inertial force. Is a personification of the indiscrimination, inertial, with the inertial force. So he is beyond mahapathupa. Hence, the root cause for this accumulation of the inertial force, unwanted inertia, is the kama, that is desire. So kameshwara astra stabandasura sunyaka acts on the root of this inertia, that is kama, and by finding a weak link there, the entire castle and Bhandasura been transformed into 0. They've been captured. So there is nothing left now about Bhandasura. His story is complete. The mission termination Bhandasura is accomplished successfully. So from the nama Bhandasura Shakti Sena Samanvita, the mission termination Bhandasura has started. So after how many steps? Let us see after how many steps it is required to execute the mission termination Bhandasura. So Bhandasura Shakti Sena Samanvita is the 64th nama. So after that, so the 80th nama is Kameshwara Astra Nidhagda Sabandasura Sunyaka. So therefore, this is the 17th step. If both the namas to be included, then this is the 17th step in the execution of mission, termination, Bhandasura. So it required 17 very critical steps. This is like a surgical strike that Universal Mother has formulated. So through this surgical step, the mission, termination, Bhandasura is completely executed, successfully executed. Okay. So this kameshwara astra of kameshwara, it is supposed to have the intensity of 1000 aditya. Aditya is a energy form of sun god. So 1000 such energy forms, equivalent to 1000 such energy forms of aditya, kameshwarastra is having. So with that intensity of light, the inertia of Bhandasura and his castle is completely ruined, and it is made to zero. It is transformed to zero. There is nothing left. So even in these days, when the interrogation takes place, so they use high intensity lamps to cause confusion, or to cause some blanking of their mind. So here's 1000 equivalent to 1000. When it says equivalent to 1000 adityas, intensity equivalent to, so that means the intensity is so huge. It's like a nuclear radiation effect. So through that effect, the root cause of inertia, that is desire, so weak link is found, and through that weak link, the intensity of this light has penetrated into Bhandasura's castle and transformed everything to ashes. So that's how this mission is accomplished. So it is worthwhile to recap the story of Bhandasura, and then let us see what we can learn from this story. So while the universe is being restored, and new souls are given opportunity to assume the body with a lot of avenues, and they have been trained to transform into the lotus form, get enlightenment, and then operate in the witness mode, get saturated in as many desires as possible through the Kamakshi, Kamadayini, forms, and so it is possible that when an individual is given an unlimited freedom, unlimited avenues, unlimited wealth, unlimited money, it is possible the individual can misuse or abuse these avenues. So it can happen to even the most enlightened people. So that's why a fraction of this sea of lotuses, some of these elements have misused the avenues provided by the Universal Mother through Kamakshi Kamadayini. So they have driven themselves into they have violated the witness mode operation. They have deviated themselves, crossed the line, and they have gone into the overdraft situation. So they have extended the saturation beyond limit and gone into the overdraft. So as a result, they have accumulated inertia. So in the process, their actions are such that they've gone into the past glorification of the past, or the daydreaming about the future. So that's all they were doing, and then they are misusing the resources, the Mother Nature's resources. Now, when this number increases to a significant critical mass, then it becomes a serious problem. So because of this effect, and the inner universe is completely transformed. It has become upside down. The divine elements and the sages within the body have been forced to convert into the demonic form. So there was a serious imbalance that took place. So the very act of establishing the balance in the universe, towards that goal, Universal Mother has nurtured the lotus, nurtured the newly assumed, the body assumed the souls into the lotus form. So that very purpose is being defeated through the emergence of Bhandasura, the inertial form of the demonic force. So this lopsided situation, because of this lopsided situation, the divine elements and the sages have requested the Universal Mother again for the restoration of the balance. So she responds. She responds to anybody, whether it is divine, demonic, or sages. So she responded, and the first step that she has come out with a strategy, and first step towards the mission termination Bhandasura is to recruit the army. So that is Bhandasura Vadodjukta Sakti Sena Samanvita. So in this recruitment, the number of people have recruited, like Sampatkari. She is the leader of the elephant army. Elephant army means discretion. Okay, she has the effect of taking care of the discretion element. So Sampatkari has cornered the discretion of the Bhandasura, faculty of discretion. Then Aswaruda took the faculty of mind. So they have arrested the generation of the new desires in Bhandasura. Then the Chakra, Ajage, Chakra, Kiri Chakra, they have taken care of the three Granthis from top to bottom. That is Rudra Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, and Brahma Granthi, in that order. And they have collected the garbage. Then this garbage was set to fire through the use of Shodasha Vidya, through the Nama Jwalavalnika Kshipta Vahni Prakara Madhyaga. Then so when the major garbage is been removed, there is There's a residual garbage that surfaces, and that residual garbage in the form of 30 children of Bhandasura been taken care by um, the daughter of Universal Mother, that is Bandaputra Vadojyukta Bala Vikramanandita. Then Bhandasura is now, his degrees of freedom is curtailed, his degrees of freedom is restricted, his children are gone. Then his brothers are attacked, that is Vishanga and Visukra, through Shamalamba and Varahi. And after that, the Mahaganesha has entered into the scene with 28 characteristics, and he has restored the random orientation of the Kundalini chakras. And so after that, the divine forces that have gone in the negative direction have been restored towards the positive direction. And so whatever they have accumulated by being in the opposite direction, those residual effects have been vented out through the self-limiting acts. Then whatever, still, if there are still any residual effects, they have been transformed into the 10 incarnations. So we know that nothing goes waste in the strategy, that when Universal Mother lays out the strategy. Then the Pasupata Astra, through Pasupata Astra, the entire support, the battalion of army of Bhandasura have been taken care. So now he's been cornered, he's all alone. Bhandasura is finally all alone, and through the intensity of 1,000 Adityas, the energy form of sun god, through that intensity, the castle and Bhandasura together is been burned to ashes. So there is nothing left. So it is now Sunya. So this is mission termination Bhandasura, the end of the excessive inertia in the body. So through this Nama, kameshwara astra nidakta sabandasura sunyaka, faculty of the faculty of intellect of kameshwara surfaces. So any imbalances in the faculty of intellect can be corrected through this Nama, hence faculty of intellect receives the training. Now this inertia effects or inertia laziness is it is existing. It exists for everybody, almost everybody. So all these effects are manifestations of the Bhandasura. And these days, in every family, we can see somebody who is a representative of this Bhandasura, individual who glorifies the past and then who daydreams about the future, not able to stay in the current, and hence accumulates the inertia. So those who wants to individuals, and for such individuals and those individuals who wants to overcome the resistance. So there's always a resistance that any new activity, if somebody wants to learn a new subject, there is a inertia. If somebody wants to meet a new guest in the family that have come to the that have that have that have come to the family. So there is a hesitation to meet new people. There's a hesitation or the fear or resistance to take up a new assignment, new job. So what we are used to, we are comfortable with that. So all these effects are related to the inertia. So there's a built-in inertia that prevents the individual to take up these new assignments, new tasks, new learning techniques. While the human life is supposed to be supposed to have as many experiences as possible, so learning new things is the best way to reach as much saturation as possible in as many different tastes as possible. This inertia prevents us from taking up these new assignments. So all these individuals who wish to overcome such resistances, and those individuals who are true manifestations of Bhandasura, who are not able to stay in the current, who glorifies the past and then daydreams about the future. So for all these individuals, there is a complete irreversible solution available in Lalitha Divya Rahasya Nama Stotra. Starting from Devarshigana Sangata Stuyamanatma Vaibhava, starting from that Nama. Then Bhandasura Vadojukta Sakti Sena Samanvita, Sampatkari Samaruda Sindur Vajasevita, Asvaruda Distita Svakoti Koti Miravrta, Chakra Jaratharuda Sarvaida Parishkruta, Gay Chakra Ratharuda Mantrini Parisevita, Hirchakra Ratharuda Dandanada Puraskruta, Jwala Malnika Kshipta Vahni Prakar Madhyaga, Bhandasainya Vadojukta Sakti Vikrama Harshita, Nicha Parakrama Nirikshana Samutsuka, Bhandaputra Vadojukta Bala Vikramanandita, Mantrinyambya Virachita Vishanga Vadadoshita, Sukra Prana Harana Varahi Vidyanandita, Kameshwara Mukhaloka Kalpita Sri Ganeswara, Mahaganesha Nirbhinna Vignayantra Praharshita, Bhandasurendra Nirmukta Sasra Prachasta Varshini, Karangulina Kotpanna Narayana Dasakrutihi, Mahapathupa Asragni Dagdasara Sainika, Kameshwarasra Nidhagda Sabandasura Sunyaka, Brahmopendra Mahendradi Deva Samstuta Vaibhava, Haranetragni Sandagda Kama Sanjeevana Aushidhi. Up to this, so for each nama, starting from Om Devarshigana Sangata Stuyamanatma Vibhavaye Namaha, Om Bhandasura Vadojukta Sakti Sena Samanvitaye Namaha. So like this up to Harane Om Harane Ektragni Sandagda Kama Sanjeevana Aushadhi. So Namaha, Aushade Namaha. So up to this, it will restore the balance of excessive, by removing the excessive inertial force, and there will be less resistance to change. So that is the remedy for remedy to overcome the Bhandasura effects in our body. So the remaining namas we will explore in the next episode. Thank you.